Here are the 5 passports that have the highest global mobility, meaning they can travel to the most countries visa-free. Number 5, there is a 5-way tie for the 5th most mobile passport. Each country can enter 190 countries visa-free. New Zealand, Australia, Switzerland, Malta, and Greece.
Why can some countries access 190 countries visa-free and some can't? Why does country with a certain color feel stronger? Why can't a country with a weaker passport just change their color to a color representing a stronger color? In this video, we are going to discussing the complexities surrounding global mobility as regards passport designs and influence. This is the story of Peter. Peter adjusted the collar of his navy blue shirt as he approached the immigration desk at Frankfurt Airport. It was 6:47 a.m. His layover gave him just under 2 hours before his connecting flight to Toronto. Plenty of time, he thought, unless the universe had other plans, which it often did. He handed over his Nigerian passport. Its green cover slightly worn at the edges from years of travel. The immigration officer, a tall man with icy blue eyes, glanced at it, then at Peter, then at the passport again. He didn't say anything for a few seconds too long. Peter knew that looked the quiet calculation, the reflexive suspicion, and then came the words he had come to anticipate. Please step aside. We need to conduct additional checks. No one else in line was stopped, just him. Peter followed the officer into a small secondary screening room. A woman in a crisp uniform took his documents and asked him to wait, and so he did. He waited while 2 officers cross-checked his visa, asked him questions he'd answered on 5 different forms. Why was he going to Canada? How long would he be staying? What did he do for a living? He was a software engineer, a highly skilled one, with contracts around the globe. But none of that seemed to matter when his green passport was in play. That passport, issued with pride by the country of his birth, seemed to cast a shadow over every airport terminal he stepped into. Just like Peter, this is the ordeal of so many Africans. Across borders and beyond barriers, one small book controls the movement of billions. The passport, a symbol of identity, belonging, and privilege. But there's more to it than meets the eye, especially its color. There are over 195 countries on Earth, but when it comes to passport design, there's a curious convergence. Nearly every passport is red, blue, green, or black. How did this happen? Passport colors are mandated by any global rule, but over time, political, religious, and regional associations lead to these predominant hues. Red, once a symbol of communism, became popular in the Eastern Bloc. Blue often reflects ties to the so-called New World, including North and South America. Green has Islamic significance and is widespread in Muslim-majority nations. And black, rare, but often chosen for elegance or to stand out. But here's where it gets interesting. In our global consciousness, some passport colors feel more powerful. But is it the color or the country? Color can reinforce perception. A deep blue US passport or burgundy EU one has become shorthand for privilege. It's not the color itself, but what that color represents: economic strength, geopolitical influence, and diplomatic agreements. It's the illusion of strength by association. We see blue or burgundy and think access. We see green or red and think limited. But that's not always the case. So, why doesn't a country with a weaker passport just change its color? Make it blue, make it strong. It's tempting to think that a rebrand could help, but passports are more than color. They're agreements, data security, and international recognition. Color is symbolic, not functional. Changing a color doesn't change the visa-free access a country has. That's built over time through diplomacy, treaties, and trust. So who assigns the color? Who decides what each passport looks like? Well, there's no global passport color authority. The International Civil Aviation Organization sets standards for size, data formatting, and biometrics. But design, that's up to the country. Each nation chooses its cover based on cultural identity, history, and even politics. Some stick with tradition, others opt for a statement. Across the universe, passport colors may vary, but the privilege they grant remains unequal. In this little booklet lies the power to move or to be stopped. Your passport defines your path. It's not just paper, it's freedom or limitation in disguise. So, whether it's red, blue, green, or black, remember behind every color is a story of history, politics, and perception. The passport may be small, but its color echoes across borders. And in those shades, we see not just where we come from, but how the world sees us.